Hello again, friends. This is episode 3 of Karl's Losing It. I am indeed losing it mentally, I think. We all knew this was coming, right? Uh, so, big week for me this week. Big week. An interview on Monday, was offered a new job. I took it. I am now going to be changing jobs. Staying working as a paralegal in workers' compensation, but moving law firms. Um, Big change for me. um, Big change. So departing from what I had been talking about the previous 2 weeks, more as like a weekly update thing. Um, it's hard to leave a job that people don't hate you at, and a job that you don't hate. I like my job. I do. I like my job. But I'm leaving for other reasons. If you really want to know those reasons, please tell me. Money's one of the reasons. Of course it is. Um, nobody's out here going, man, I really wish I could change to have a pay cut. I really want to make less money. Not really anybody saying that these days, no. I don't know if anybody ever really saying that much at all. Regardless, an issue that came up, of course, was that the place I am going to, there is an attorney who works there who has bad blood with the attorneys that I currently work with that I am leaving. And believe it or not, I was told by my present employer and my future employer to not disclose where I am going. So when I said, here's my 2 weeks notice, I did not say where I was going. But people found out within 24 hours without me saying a dang thing. Don't know how. Don't know how they figured it all out. People beyond those who, knew that I was leaving figured it out within like 24 hours. It was fast. So of course then I came back and I was like, can I tell people? They're asking me. Because of course there's the first question is, hey, I'm leaving. Where are you going? Right? That's an obvious segue. A leads to B. If you give people A, they will want B. It's like giving someone a bag of potato chips and then not giving them the opportunity to have any water or something to, wash down the salt from the potato chips. So, but I was a good boy. I did not disclose, where I was going. Eventually that did come out because, of course, it did. I did not say it. Somebody figured it out. A lot of people figured it out. There's smart people. I work with smart people. And I'm glad. I'm proud to say that I work with some smart people who can dig up dirt on you. It's a little scary, but that's what it's like working in legal, is that people can just look stuff up about you and learn kind of intimate details about your life that you'd rather perhaps not share with them. No serious adverse effects have been felt by me by this disclosure, however, and I think that it was just people being protective of me and cautious about it. So I appreciate that, of course, from them, but it's but that was a weird thing to go through, because I have quit all of 2 jobs, 3 by technicality. I suppose 4 by technicality. I quit my grocery store job in high school because I didn't have enough time to do my homework and like extracurriculars also. It was either like quit the play or quit my grocery store job. So I quit the job because I didn't need to make the money at the time. My parents supported me. I did not have a house. I lived with my parents. I did not have any serious expenses at the time. I was a high school student. I was doing it for future money and present fun money. That was the only real reason I had a job at that point. So I left the job and hope-de-doo. You know, nothing really happened to me. The grocery store eventually closed, but that was not due to me. It was going downhill when I was working there, and before I was working there, and after I was working there. But different story. I quit my previous job because I was in a hostile work environment. I did not enjoy being yelled at. Um, but that is a story for another time, and I do not want to continue that sort of deal. I want to leave that in my past. Um, I was fired from a job, my first job out of undergrad. I had made, I believe it was either 3 or 4 mistakes in my probationary period of 3 months, and that was over the limit, so they fired me. It was an intellectual property docketing company, and that was just their standard, and I didn't meet it. Though to be honest, I was thinking about leaving anyway because it was not my cup of tea. But it all worked out. Here I am, 3 years later. A little over 3, I suppose. It's probably 3.5 years. But yeah, now I am here, quitting my job. Um, oh man. The technicalities were during undergrad. I had student worker jobs that kind of ended when the semester ended, and I was a homework center tutor for a while, and I just kind of didn't renew it, I guess, for lack of a better word. I didn't go back and was like, yes, it's me again. Hello. There wasn't a summer position for that. It wasn't like continuous. It was during the school year because it's homework, right? So I just like did it for, I think it was a year, maybe a year and a half, and then I just didn't continue that. I said I would not like to sign up again, and then that was the end of it. And the other one, of course, different student worker job. I worked at a music hall on campus, and I graduated, which meant that I had no job anymore. That's just part of the deal. Only the student workers get to work there. I did not get to work there anymore, even though it was a great job. I would have loved to continue working there, but it was a job. It was fun. I enjoyed working there. The pay wasn't fantastic, but that had nothing to do with the job. I was just kind of working as a student worker in general. I think most people got paid basically the same, which was like minimum wage. So, regardless, big thing in my life is that I am quitting my job and starting a new one. Believe it or not, Valentine's Day is going to be my last day, and the 15th of February is going to be the first day of my new job. So, as the Offspring once said, no breaks. I don't think they said it in that context, but you get the idea. So I'm a bit nervous about that. I did lose a little bit of weight this week, but I think it was inconsequential, insubstantial. That's the word I was looking for. There wasn't enough to be like, oh my gosh, I lost 2 pounds. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. Weight goes up and down, and I'm not calling that really loss at all. I weighed myself. A lot of people, they'd be like, oh wow, 2 pounds. Ooh. But it's kind of a drop in the bucket for me. And I don't expect it to kind of stay. I didn't really do anything to work hard at it this week. I guess I, kind of ate moderately. Maybe that's all I gotta do. But there's that for an update. Also, I had a date last night. Date went pretty well. Apparently, she wants to see me again, which I didn't expect. Having low self-esteem. But, anywho, we went out. We got sushi. Well, I had sushi. She did not like sushi, but she liked Japanese food, so it worked out. Anyway, so we had a nice time. I drove her home. You know, she was in my car. But the thing that made me feel a little weird was she gave me a handshake at the end. And that I thought was like kiss of death right there, you know. Without a kiss, of course, but kiss of death is like, thank you for the lovely evening. Here's a handshake. Let's end this like professionals. And the only other time that happened was a failed date. It did not go that well, and I never saw that person again. Um, so I thought, oh man, this is not good. So I texted her when I got home, and I was like, I'd like to go out with you again. And I had no response till, well, I sent a follow-up text message like at noon or 1 today, and I said, I think I quoted Jumper by Third Eye Blind. I said, if you would not like to see me again, I would understand. Or I said something to that effect. I think I said the actual quote. I'm not giving you the actual quote. I didn't think I was going to put this in here, but here I am. And she was like, oh no, I just get distracted. I'd love to go out with you again. So date number 2 is in the cards. Who knows? So a bit of a happier tone for the video this week. New job. Old job is leaving, so I am sad about that. But I appear to have lost weight, and I had a date, and it was successful. There's going to be, as far as right now goes, a date number 2. Life is moving on forward for Karl. So, thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again.